Hello, David.
Hello, Selectman Lee. How are you?
My friend.
What's new in the world?
Not a lot. What about you?
Oh, plenty of stuff on the plate. This is just gonna make a point.
Yeah.
I can breathe.
You don't have to have your mask on when we're on Zoom. Did you know that, David?
Did.
Yeah.
I did. Part of my administrative report, but we'll get to that.
Oh, we're making changes at work.
So are we.
Yeah. Slipping backwards a little bit, I think.
Unfortunately, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Just don't forget you are being broadcast at the moment.
Yeah.
You're cognizant of that.
I feel for everybody. I've done it myself, but it's a pain. It's a royal pain to wear a mask all the time, but you got to do it.
Get rid of this background. I needed something on the background besides just the.
Just a wall and a clock.
Yeah.
Boy, that was an unbelievable turnout for voting.
Yes, I would say so.
Very proud of our town for that.
We did very well.
Yeah, you guys at the town office handled that with ease. I know, or at least it didn't show that there were problems. You guys did a good job.
Got a good crew.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. What time did you all finish up?
I actually got home at 11 o'clock, which wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's so hard, though, not to complain, to let go, though, when you get home. You know, you're just so wound up from the day and you don't know what the issue is or will be. And somebody's like, oh, 11, you can go to bed, go right to sleep. Not a chance.
Oh, no way.
Kind of like town meeting. You just don't know what's coming. You try to prepare for everything, and then it's something different than what you prepared for. But
Absolutely.
it's all good.
I get it. It's the same thing with work, only on a smaller scale. Sometimes it takes a longer ride home to disengage, and then it doesn't work sometimes.
I hear you.
And people don't understand that.
Oh, I think they do. I think we all have that moments in our jobs.
Yeah.
Lessons.
I seem to have it more often than not. For some reason.
Because you can handle it.
Is that what it is?
If you can't handle it, it doesn't come. You go find something else.
David Kern, hello there.
Hey, Mike, how are
Hi,
you?
Mike.
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Good. Where's your video there, buddy? All we see is your name.
Yeah, no. Well, usually it comes on a little later, but let's see. It's saying, "Oh, cannot start video with the." I don't know. Oh,
Delayed.
there we go. I'm not hiding. This should happen. Oh, failed to start the video camera. Please select another video camera in settings. Well,
And you got multiple cameras.
let's try that. Oh,
Well, you turned Josh on.
let's see.
Hey,
everyone.
How you doing?
Good. How about you, Kern?
Good.
Let's see. Well, I don't know what to say. I keep getting these yeah.
Mike, walk us through. What's the problem?
Okay, here it is. Well, you can't see me, and I'm getting a Windows 10 error message that says cannot start video, an exclamation point, and a triangle failed to start the video camera. Oh, and it just went away. Please, well, oh, look, there's something I can try. Start video. Oh, not getting it. Please select another video camera in settings, capital S. So I'm gonna you guys, you can hear me, right?
Yes, loud and
Okay.
clear.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm gonna mess around in settings and see what happens. So I was just there, select a camera, HP webcam, video settings. Let's try original camera. It's the only camera I have available to me. And is that doing anything? I'm going back to original ratio.
You're still a gray box.
Yeah. Yeah, well, don't know what to tell you. Do you have to see me for this meeting to start? Probably not,
No.
right? Okay.
As long as you can hear others, we will have complied with the law. As long as you can hear others and others can hear you, I should say.
Okay, well, I am here. If you can hear me, I want you to know I changed my shirt for this. So kind of disappointed in that, but yeah,
Oh,
I may pop up at any moment. I don't know, but I'll be paying attention. But I will also be farting around with settings too. Try to get back on.
Yeah, right.
So, but I'm here.
Technology's wonderful.
Well, see, I was just doing this this afternoon. I did a Zoom thing just this afternoon with the same machine and everything. Kind of tempted to turn it off and on, but then if I do that, I may not get back to you at all, right?
Yeah, it may not be worth the interruption.
Yeah. So no, I'll be here, and I don't know what's going on.
Well, knock on wood, everything's been going pretty smoothly so far. So if this is the biggest glitch, then
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
And it is 6 p.m. So let's get started. I just want to remind everyone that we are still operating under the state of emergency as declared by the governor of Maine. And as such, we are meeting remotely. We do post notice in advance of this meetings in order to notify the public and encourage them to participate. Participation can be through the telephone, video, electronic, or other similar means of participation. You can email us, you can call us in advance. We try to be as accommodating as is practical and abides to the law. All action taken by the select board will be done by roll call vote, including adjournment. And so with that being said, let's get started. And Kern, would you care to read the quote of the evening? Hi, Mike, you found it.
I made it. I know. I'm just so proud of myself sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, something else was using the camera. So it all makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
Democracy is a process by which people are free to choose the man who will get the blame. Lawrence Peter.
Thank you very much. And David, do we have anyone who wishes to participate in the Citizens Forum for any non-agenda items?
We had no one submitted anything by email by the 3 o'clock quote unquote deadline. And I actually just checked about half hour ago. And we have 2 attendees, Bill Norfleet appears to be on, and Jason Trunty.
Okay.
Neither have their hand raised, and I assume Bill is on for number 6, and I assume Jason Trunty is on because he's interested in the doings of the board.
Yep. Selectman Late, were you just saying hi to Jason, or did you have something you wanted to say?
Jason and William.
Yep. Welcome, both of you. Okay, if there is nothing for any non-agenda items, let's move along to the administrator's report.
So the administrator is dangling this mask off his ear because, as a reminder that last week, the governor issued a revised indoor gathering limits and strengthening face covering requirements, executive order, which includes all indoor spaces that are accessible to the public, including municipal, county, state buildings and grounds, and service areas and lobbies. Just as a reminder to the public that we are asking people to wear face coverings when in the town office. Staff has started to wear them at the service desk because the shields that we have, while good, don't necessarily comply with the service desk part of the order that was put out last week. So please wear your face mask in public. I know it's challenging for people. I can't think of a thing more or a thing that I would like to wear less than a face mask, but let's all try to do our part, keep each other healthy. I'd like to extend a special thanks to all the election clerks and staff that helped out with the most recently completed election. Lincolnville had just over 80% turnout, which is wonderful. We strive for 100, but 80% is probably the best it's been since I've been here. Again, I'd like to thank everybody that was involved. We processed in excess of 1,100 absentee ballots, which was trying both for staff and for volunteers that assisted. We did have over 550 people vote in person at the elections last Tuesday, so that was good too. I would say pretty much without any particular challenge besides the total number of people. I did get notice late this afternoon that State House District 96, which is our in Augusta, our State House district, is going to have a recount, and the Secretary of State's office has issued what they need from us and the other towns that are in that district. Basically, they're going to come pick up our ballots, take them to Augusta, and recount them. Good luck. And I think that is it, unless somebody has some particular. Oh, we do have one other thing. We did receive a request that came in Friday for an item that we'll want to discuss probably as 9A, about adding it as an emergency agenda item. I don't know if any of you looked at your email late this afternoon, but I forwarded that on to all of you, but we can explain it when we get there. That makes any sense whatsoever.
Yep. Makes
That's
perfect
all.
sense.
That's all I have, unless somebody's got something in particular.
Any questions or comments for David? Wonderful. Yeah, and thank you to everyone who participated in voting this past week. Let's move along to upcoming meetings and announcements.
Cemetery trustees are scheduled to meet Tuesday, November 10th, 4 p.m. at the LIA building. The town office will be closed on Wednesday, November 11th, in observance of Veterans Day. Planning board meets Thursday, November 12th, 7 p.m. as a remote meeting. The meeting that's not on the agenda, the broadband committee, is also meeting on Thursday, November 12th at 7 p.m. in a remote meeting. Board of Selectmen will be meeting on Monday, November 16th at 6 p.m. in executive session. And the Board of Selectmen regular meeting will be on Monday, November 23rd, 6 p.m.
Thank you very much. Let's move along to upcoming community events. Does anyone have any community events they wish to share? Seeing nothing, let's move along to the meeting minutes from the 26th of October.
I move with the board approve the October 26, 2020 meeting minutes as presented.
Second.
Moved by Selectman Late, seconded by Selectman Garrettson. I have the most minor of additions, not necessarily corrections. Line 12, it just says Selectman Garrettson. I think Selectman Garrettson read the quote. And then similarly on the other end, under Selectmen updates, it has Late, Ray, and Dunn. This is line 106 with just a semicolon and nothing. And while that is technically correct, it probably should say NA or no updates. So would you care to move that amendment?
Yes, I would.
And I will second that amendment.
So Selectman Late moved an amended motion and Selectman Garrettson seconded that. So is there any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, Selectman Late, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Garrettson, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Ray, what's your vote?
Yes.
And Selectman Dunn, my vote is yes. Motion passes. Thank you all very much. And while David is bringing over the applicant who has put in a community interest form, should the board wish to ask this individual questions? Any thoughts or comments from the board?
Thanks for volunteering, William.
Yes. Thank you indeed.
Bill live?
I can see him on my screen, but he hasn't unmuted. And he hasn't turned his video on.
Well, does the board have any questions for Bill?
I have none.
No, I don't.
How about now?
There he is.
There we go.
Okay,
There you are. Welcome, Bill.
thank you.
Well, with much ado about nothing, it doesn't seem like the board has any questions for you. Thank you for your application. Do you have anything you wish to say or ask the board?
No,
Okay, fair enough. I'll entertain a motion then.
I move to appoint William Norfleet to the planning board as an alternate member with the term expiring June 2021.
Second.
Moved by Selectman Garrettson, seconded by Selectman Ray. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, Selectman Late, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Garrettson, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Ray, what's your vote?
Yes.
And Selectman Dunn, my vote is yes. Thank you very much for your service.
you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Bill, there is a planning board meeting on Thursday, and we'll get you a Zoom invite. And I think Frank has put together a packet and a planning board manual for you as well that we'll get to you between now and Thursday.
Thank you, and that's at 7 p.m.?
It is at 7 p.m.
Okay, and where is, well, it's on Zoom, yeah, okay. Well, it's here.
Great, we'll get you that stuff.
All right, thanks. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
Bill.
much.
And moving along to agenda item number 7, prior to acting on this item, we need to convene as the Board of Assessors. I will entertain a motion.
I move that we suspend our meeting as the Board of Selectmen and that we convene as the Board of Assessors.
Second.
Moved by Selectman Late, seconded by Selectman Ray. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, Selectman Late, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Garrettson, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Ray, what's your vote?
Yes.
And Selectman Dunn, my vote is yes. We are now convened as the Board of Assessors. David, would you care to give a preamble?
Sure. The assessor's agent, Vern Ziegler, was contacted by a resident on Moody Mountain Road about their assessed value, and turns out that the living area up over the garage was assessed at a greater value than appropriate. So the assessor's agent has made a recommendation to abate $63,700 in value, which is $980.98 in tax.
Any questions?
No.
There's no questions. I'll entertain a motion.
I move the board approve abatement number 2020-005 for Isaac and Brianne Hirschfield in the tax amount of $980.98 to correct an overassessment in the building value.
Second.
Moved by Selectman Late, seconded by Selectman Garrettson. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, Selectman Late, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Garrettson, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Ray, what's your vote?
Yes.
And Selectman Dunn, my vote is yes. Motion passes. And after dispatching this item, I need a further motion, please.
I move that we adjourn our meeting as the Board of Assessors and reconvene as the Board of Selectmen.
Second.
Moved by Selectman Late, seconded by Selectman Garrettson. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, Selectman Late, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Garrettson, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Ray, what's your vote?
Yes.
And Selectman Dunn, my vote is yes. We are now reconvened as the Board of Selectmen. And do we have any updates? Selectman Late?
Yes, we have had a meeting at Midcoast Solid Waste. Things are going very well, making progress. We haven't had any committee meetings. We have moved to meet bi-monthly. Excuse me. Our workload has been reduced since our new manager has come on. He has a very good hold on what we got going on, project planning, budgets, things of that nature. And I'm pleased to report that. It will probably take a little bit of the burden off the town representatives. We are still going to maintain the committees until we achieve some of the changes that we're looking to make with how we manage the process and how we manage the site down there. But we're all very excited about that.
Great. Nice work. Selectman Garrettson, any updates?
Yeah, so we closed the survey. We had a total of 359 respondents. 46 were paper versions, and I inputted that. The survey data is now in the committee's hands, and the report's being written up as we speak. And yeah, that's it.
Good, excellent. Do you feel good about that number?
I do, yeah.
Great.
Definitely.
Great, excellent, nice work. Selectman Ray, do you have any updates for us?
Yeah, about the woodshed. Bob McGregor from the Waldo County Woodshed will be dropping off materials to the salt and sand area soon, in the next week, I take it. And we already have 3 volunteers to nail it all together, which would take us a day, maybe a weekend. And because it's not a big thing of rocket science, but always looking for more people to swing a hammer. So if anybody here feels so inclined, let me know. And I will let you know when the materials are dropped off. That's about it.
Super, thank you so much. And I have nothing to report with regards to the EMS review committee. But with regards to that, this is a good segue to what David alluded to as a potential emergency item. Have you all had the opportunity to read the email that David sent out?
Yes.
David, do you want to give a brief introduction?
Sure. Excuse me. Lately and I both received an email on Friday from Kevin McGinnis, who is doing an informed community self-determination study for the towns of Camden, Rockport, as well as Penobscot Bay Medical Center regarding the EMS or ambulance service. And they had requested they've got a steering group going now, which is a nursing administrator, a hospital physician, and the Camden Rockport town managers. And they wanted to know if Lincolnville wanted to contribute a representative to that steering group. That is, they'll be meeting on the next 2 Thursdays at 4 o'clock. And I don't know if that's a virtual meeting or in person, but since those next 2 meetings will be before this group meets again, threw it out there as a possible emergency item for discussion tonight. Their own rules set forth that if it's going to be added to the agenda, that it come up since the posting of the agenda, which obviously it did since it came out last Friday. And there needs to be, does immediate action need to be taken? Which I think you can make the argument that if you want to participate in the next 2 meetings, immediate action would be necessary. So I'll throw it back into your laps to decide whether or not you want to consider this request tonight, or if you want to push it forward to the next meeting, or don't ever want to talk about it again.
Yeah, so the first question is does anyone on the board want to make a motion to have a discussion about this?
I'll make a motion. I move that the board find that the request to participate in the Camden, Rockport, and Penn Bay Medical Center EMS steering group arose after the posting of the agenda, and that given the group plans to meet twice before our next regularly scheduled board meeting, that the board agree that this is an emergency item and hereby add the item to our agenda for consideration.
So moved.
Second. I will second that.
Moved by Selectman Late, seconded by Selectman Ray. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion. Oh, Kern, sorry.
Nope.
Okay. Selectman Late, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Garrettson, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Ray, what's your vote?
Yes.
And Selectman Dunn, my vote is yes. Thank you all. I would like to say I did have a conversation with Kevin last week and did notify him of our deadlines. For whatever reason, he was unable to make our deadline, but still felt that he wanted to extend the invitation or wanted. I'll take it back and I'll say that I felt that it was important for the board to have this discussion about sending a representative to participate in this discussion rather than doing it a different way of just assigning someone without the board's express consent and having had a robust discussion about it. So here we are. So I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Well, I do have a few thoughts. Number one, I'm all about sending a representative as long as we're involved throughout the whole process. I'm not interested in sending someone for 2 meetings and then all of a sudden we're forgotten and we've got to hear everything in local media. I'm pretty strong on that. I'm not at all impressed with the way things have gone up until now. And if someone wants to call me and talk to me about that, I would be more than glad to engage. I don't want to waste anybody's time, but we do need emergency medical services here in this town, and we can't go on a coattail.
Yep. Other thoughts, comments?
I agree that it would be wise to send a representative and be part of the discussion from start to finish. Certainly, I don't want us being there for 2 meetings and then frozen out and then being told what they're deciding to do without our input.
The unfortunate thing is that they've already been having these meetings, and so whatever prompted the inclusion now at this point, with 2 meetings left to go, one being, is it this week, David, and next week?
Yeah, and I don't know if those are the last 2 or just the next 2. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Kevin's email says the next 2, and I asked a couple of questions of Kevin today when hadn't received an answer. One of which is, are these, listed 2? Are there more after this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would presume so. the early on discussions had them wrapping up some work by the end of the year, but it's been a very challenging year, I guess, to say the least, in terms of trying to get any public participation in anything. It's a Zoom meeting is great for certain things, but I would say it would be very challenging to get meaningful public contribution via Zoom.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it's better to be included in the conversation than not. So having a seat at the table is, you know, certainly grateful for that opportunity, rather than not. And Kern, as you said, you know, rather have those conversations face to face than how it's been going in the past of hearing it
Reading about it.
through the media.
Well, and I know sometimes I can be a little bit brutal and with what I say, but I'm blown away by the lack of respect that the smaller towns are given in such a important entity around our towns. So I'll leave it at that, and let's hope we can get some good information out of this and be part of the solution.
Mhm.
So it's my understanding that the desire, the wish is for the managers, administrators of the towns to participate. David, were you able to connect with Hope?
I was not. I gave call over to Samantha this afternoon, but their office isn't open on Monday.
Okay.
So I wasn't unable to make contact.
Okay. Well, I certainly hope that that same invitation has been made to them. And I can certainly see the virtue and value. I'd be concerned if any one of our select board members went, much to the point of the conversations we've had every single time that this has come up before, is that the appearance of a single select board member attending meetings like this is maybe not the best thing. So certainly, I think David attending these two, and then I'm curious what the board's thoughts are, is that because they've outlined 2 more meetings, but if this sort of unfolds into being something more than that, I feel like the board should revisit this conversation, because I certainly don't want to unintentionally sign David up for a larger commitment than the board has discussed here. Does that make sense?
Certainly, yeah. Let's have David check in after those 2 meetings, and we'll just go from there.
Okay, great. Would someone make a motion to that effect, please? We don't have one prepared, but I think it would be good just for the record.
I don't see.
That's just something that wasn't written, right?
Yeah, this is just something that I feel like, for the record and for going forward, having a clear motion on hand, detailing what we're asking David to do.
I move that we instruct the Lincolnville Town Administrator to attend the informed community self-determination meetings regarding to the EMS to represent the town and report back to us with findings.
That's great. Second. Good job.
Well done. Moved by Selectman Late, seconded by Selectman Garrettson. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, Selectman Late, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Garrettson, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Ray, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Dunn, my vote is yes, the motion passes. Thank you, David, for once again not volunteering. But I have every faith that you will be a fair, balanced, and diplomatic representative of the town of Lincolnville. Okay, getting back on track here. We have the treasurer and payroll warrants to approve and sign.
I would like to point out that it was pointed out to me as a typographical error in the warrant. It just, let me see if I can find it. It is on page 2. Third item down where it lists 2 hours and the pay being $144. That should be 12 hours, not 2.
Thank you. You beat me to the punch.
Thank you for pointing that out, and just so people are aware.
Yep. Nope. That's great. Would anyone care to make a motion?
Move it the board approve the treasurer and payroll warrant.
Second.
Moved by Selectman Late, seconded by Selectman Garrettson. Do we need to specify with that amendment, or you having made it in the formal warrant?
Well, as long as the dollar amount is correct, which it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Wonderful. If there's no further discussion, Selectman Late, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Garrettson, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Ray, what's your vote?
Yes.
And Selectman Dunn, my vote is yes, the motion passes. Thank you all very much. And as a matter of procedure, David, before taking action on our second to last agenda item, do you wish us to make the motion here and then close this Zoom and open the new Zoom?
Yes.
Okay. Would someone care to make a motion, please?
I move that the board enter into executive session pursuant to Title I MRSA Section 4056C to discuss the possible disposition of real property where premature disclosure might prejudice the competitive bargaining position of the town.
Second.
Second.
Moved by Selectman Garrettson, seconded by Selectman Late. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, Selectman Late, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Garrettson, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Ray, what's your vote?
Yes.
Selectman Dunn, my vote is yes, motion passes. We will all be leaving you here, and in order to protect confidentiality, click the different Zoom link.
Right.
So
Got it.
May take me a minute to get the other one up, so bear with me